I I do want to talk about some controversy that came out around this time of the movie that I had actually heard on a podcast shortly after I watched this the first time. And like I didn't know it while watching the movie, but upon hearing it in this podcast, I was like, oh man, I guess this is kind of a big deal. And it's that this movie used I would say a very minimal amount of AI, right? Artificial intelligence. You've heard it. You know the acronym, you know the word. It's all over America and the world nowadays. It's involved in pretty much everything. And this movie used a little bit of it, I think, and I think got some pushback. Uh, am I right?
Three or I think it was like three or four images. It's the
Title
if I'm
card,
correct,
right?
it's like the title card, like transition.
Happy how Halloween or whatever, like the owl and the stuff, like the shit you'd see right before they go to commercial or like right coming back from commercial. You're it's maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah,
Maybe.
the bumpers.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I didn't know about the controversy on my first viewing or my second viewing, but I remember the first time I watched it this week because I've seen it 3 times now. The second time I watched it, which was the first time this week, I saw those title cards, the bumpers or whatever, and I was like, I did kind of like, huh, those something about it looked a little off. I thought maybe AI, and but then they show up and go away so quick that I didn't really think about it.
Sure.
Then I saw the thing about the AI, watched it for the third time, and like really paid attention to it, and I paused it on a couple of the screens, and a few of them look fine. I didn't really have a problem with it. There's one image, and maybe I'll send it to you, Chris, if you want to pop it up on the screen. You can. It's up to you. Uh, it's like a skeleton and some pumpkins, and if you really look at it, it looks bad. It
Yeah,
doesn't.
when you
The
focus on
skeleton's
it, yeah.
face is like warped, and the pumpkins are kind of warped.
The hands.
So I have less of a problem that they used the AI, and more of a problem with that it was bad.
Sure. Yeah. If you're going to use
Like,
it, make it good. Yeah.
and this was a couple years ago, before the technology has gotten as far as it has now. I think if you did that now, you'd get a lot better results. This was a kind of low budget movie. I saw an interview with the main actor, and he was talking about how the production crew was all excited about this new tool that they were trying out, and he's talking about the AI, and he was like, "We never really saw it as like anything that controversial. It was just new tech that we were getting our hands on, and we wanted to play around with it, and there was nothing like they weren't trying to like cut people's jobs or
No, I agree.
it was just we used to record on film. Now we record digitally. Things used to be black and white. Things used to not have sound. With all these like technological advances, it's like who's to say where we stop? You know, like is there a point in history where technology stopped being good?
Even,
Like should we
even,
go back to film? Like
well, look at computer generated images, which are
yes,
in, I'm going to say, I don't know, a majority of movies, a lot of movies. Like
I'd say
every
every movie.
blockbuster uses it. Actors are filming on sets where it's just them and complete green screens or blue screens. Nothing is fucking real in that whole image. But yet they're selling that to you in theaters like those actors were there and this is happening or whatever, and that's part of a movie. But like, to me, I don't. Now, should AI be applied to everything in life? Absolutely not, right? It's got its limits just like everything else in life does. But I didn't see the issue with using it for what they used it for in this movie, right?
Yeah, it was 10 to 30 seconds of the whole movie.
Max, yeah, for sure. They're quick little cards.
I don't think
I
it.
didn't see
I
the
don't
issue.
think it took away from the movie.
Neither did I.
Uh, yeah. Uh, to me, it's
I
fine.
actually,
Who cares?
I thought the images were cool, and I guess I know I didn't pause it like you did, and I guess I kind of noticed the skeleton maybe looked a little weird in the 2 seconds I saw it, but like I attributed it to just the art style of like how the bumpers were gonna look, and B, it's like the 70s. So like think of like skeletons you draw now don't look exactly like skeletons they used then, like pumpkins and different stuff. I thought it was just like a cool little art style for these bumper cards. I didn't have a problem with it. Now let's say David Dasmalchian couldn't make it to set one day, and they're like, "We're gonna AI his whole body." in
Visual
this scene.
performance.
God
Right.
damn you.
There we have problems, right? You're taking
Yeah.
you're taking work away from the actor, and like you get into that whole bit, whatever. The controversy seems a little silly to me. Am I wrong?
I agree completely.
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the same page with you guys. Like, yeah, I acknowledge that it's there. I don't think they should use it for everything, but it was so minimal. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
I think what people are ultimately worried about is what you just said, Chris, is where like actors are completely going to be AI generated. And
sure.
I think there's already studios that have started moving towards like AI actors and actresses. And
Yeah.
then there's also,
Like I
but
hear a lot.
okay, so like
Yeah, go
I
on.
could picture a future where you log on to Netflix and then you got your options of movies, or you click on an option that says generate your own movie. And then it says, what genre would you like? And you click horror, and then it's like, what subject? And you go supernatural. And then it's like, what's the plot? And you type in a little prompt, and then it goes, boom, give me 5 seconds. Here's an hour and a half supernatural movie starring Liam Neeson and Betty White. You know, she's back. I think that's what people are worried about. But I think
Watch
there's
this movie.
also, yeah, I think
Yeah.
there's also like
I'd buy
something
it.
to be said for like AI being something that like everyone can access. So like it may even make the barrier to entry even lower. So there's different
Sure.
pros and cons to it, just like everything. I think the biggest worry with AI is like not in the movie industry, but more like not being able to trust what you see in like the news and
Mass
For sure.
media. Yeah.
like everything else, like CGI, like people can still complain about CGI versus practical effects. But then I think that may give some people an advantage to say, we're rejecting AI. We're rejecting CGI. We're going strictly practical effects, you know? And it's like, you know, that could make a movie stand out. If you look back to like when Kevin Smith made Clerks, you know, he made it black and white. Color film existed.
Right.
So it's like, you know, that'll lend itself to like creative choices and different stuff like that. And, you know, people are paying attention to AI stuff pretty closely now. So eventually society will agree on what we will and will not tolerate. I mean, kids growing up now will have different opinions than like older people. But, you know, the industry is always changing, and the old movies, they're not going away. You can always rewatch those. I get why people are hesitant about it, but I also get why people are excited about new technology and wanting to try things out. So, you know, there's really, it's really more of a nuanced issue than people like to make it seem.
I mean, we were even talking on Mickey 17 about like that cloning process. Yeah, he was like, we promise we're not going to use this for evil or bad or like whatever. But hi, someone already did. There's always going to be people that takes this new thing that can be used, I'll say maliciously, right? Whatever. There's always going to be those people that can, will, and want to do that. And then there's those on the other side that's like, hey, this has real applicable uses that we can benefit X, Y, and Z. And I don't think the AI bumper cards ruined this movie. Like, if that was your biggest issue with this movie, then you didn't have an issue with this movie, in my book.